Tonight on Ctv3 News, halt the deal. Social partners demand answers before BTL SpeedNet acquisition moves forward. They also have issues with 5 key demands. Questions mount over BTL's smart buyouts as opposition meets unions. Could a national demonstration be brewing? And we take you beyond the crown as Belize's first Miss Earth pageant puts environmental advocacy in the spotlight. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, August 6th, 2026.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
It's easy to sit at home and blame the government for crime. A lot of people do it. Politicians do it all the time. It's like a game. Gang members shooting each other or innocent citizens. Blame the government. Blame the police. Narco players executed because of a drug deal gone bad. Blame the government. Blame the police. Domestic violence turned fatal, same thing. Every murder, no matter where, no matter why, same blame game. But our children weren't born criminals. When did they become murderers? Who taught them their values? Who taught them about right and wrong? Where are their parents, their families? It's not too late to save your child. It's not too late to raise your child right. Keep them in school. Keep them off the streets. Teach them the value of hard work. Teach them honesty and integrity. Love them before it's too late. Stop the blame game and let's all be the village that raises our children. A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
Today will be the inauguration of the backup water system. This will be able to assist the Pomona Water Board to expand, and if there's a breakdown with the current system, this can also be a backup. There are times when, especially in the dry season, when the current system might run low or might run dry, and that by itself creates a problem to fetch water. So we are hopeful that if this is not used as much right now, when the other system runs low, this will kick in.
We must ensure that people have access to clean, safe, potable water, just like everybody else across this country. What you see here today is an investment of over $160,000. It includes all the pipes that you see here. We also have other accessories. We have a backup generator. We have the solar system. And we also have a booster pump.
The most difficult part that hinders development is the access of water. We have reduced significantly the amount of people that were deprived from accessing a basic need such as water.
I am elated, very happy to be here, receiving the system. I think everybody would be very happy, very happy.
When we call it, we have no water, no nothing. That was an empty spot, but it's home now. They have a pipe right out there, so it's still okay, just that we had to reach up to get the water. I cannot wait to have it reach to our door.
Every day, the demand on your business get higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
Good evening with your newscast, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Jaden Games. Concerns surrounding BTL's acquisition of SpeedNet/Smart took center stage during a meeting held this morning between Leader of the Opposition, Honorable Tracy Panton, and the Executive Council of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the NTUCB. The meeting had been scheduled in advance, but the controversial telecommunications acquisition quickly became the primary focus of discussions as both sides examined its potential implications.
We had a very productive meeting with the National NTUCB, the General Council that represents other unions as well, all the membership of the membership of their union, I should say, discussing on ways in which we can collaborate to address issues of national importance, such as the BTL matter, and also to discuss how these issues impact future national development of the country, which is of concern to all of us. There are certain recommendations that were tabled as to what we can do collaboratively to send a clear and strong message to the government of Belize. And I believe that it is the way forward, not just for the parliamentary opposition and the United Democratic Party, but certainly the way forward for our social partners. We can't, Marisol, keep doing the same things over and over and expecting a different result. The time has come where we have to come together as social partners, political entities, certainly the parliamentary opposition, to say enough
today. Actually, this meeting was planned before the BTL acquisition issue came up. So we just held to the date as it was to be today and the place, the venue. But yes, this was the overwhelming conversation that we had today. Obviously, their position is the same as ours, as with most Belizeans, no to the acquisition at this point. We do feel insulted at what happened at BTL, went ahead without us getting answers as well as them. So we do have commonalities in the aspect of the BTL issue. On the way forward, there were some suggestions that came from both sides. I did inform them that we are a part of the social partners group that also is addressing this issue. So I promised them that I will take some of the recommendations made today by the opposition to the social partners. So I may be like a little bridge and see how that would go now. But it was very clear to them that we had to repeat that the NTUCB does not take part in any political activities. We're not.
Although neither the opposition nor the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the NTUCB, announced any immediate plans to respond to the proposed $80 million acquisition of SMART by BTL, the issue continues to generate public discussion. During a media briefing, journalists questioned the leader of opposition about whether the party would consider organizing a nationwide demonstration in response to the deal. While no commitment was made to such action, the questions reflected growing public interest in how the opposition intends to address the controversial transaction.
Soon. I don't think we're at liberty to say what the plan of action is at this time, but suffice to say that we agree there's maybe not on all initiatives, but on some initiatives there can be and will be.
The proposed acquisition would see Belize Telemedia Limited, again BTL, the country's majority-shared state-owned telecommunications provider, acquire SMART, Belize's second-largest telecom company. If completed, the merger would effectively place the nation's two largest communications network under a single ownership structure, raising concerns among some stakeholders about competition, consumer choice, pricing, and regulatory oversight. Supporters of the acquisition argue that combining the two companies could improve network efficiency, expand broadband and mobile coverage, and strengthen investment in telecommunications infrastructure. However, critics have expressed concerns that reduced competition could affect service quality, innovation, and pricing unless strong regulatory safeguards are maintained. With public interest continuing to build, leader of the opposition, Tracy Panton, says the Belizean people must not be taken lightly.
Point. We know, we have heard, and we have seen comments in the media where there are a number of sitting members of the executive who have grave concerns with proceeding with this consolidation, if you will, and the SMART acquisition by BTL. So much so that as we understand it, there's an emergency cabinet meeting tomorrow because the Prime Minister must be aware that he's losing control of his cabinet. And so I think they underestimate the views of the people of this country as to how they feel about the consolidation, how we feel the fact that there are inherent conflicts of interest in this deal, how we feel about the fact that there has been no independent evaluation, how we feel about the fact that there are no regulatory safeguards for consumers, how we feel about the way PUC will handle this matter moving forward. There are grave concerns, there are issues, there are questions that remain unanswered, and the Belizean.
The leader of the opposition was also asked today whether she has confidence that the Public Utilities Commission, also known as the PUC, will independently and fairly assess Belize Telemedia Limited's BTL proposed acquisition of SpeedNet/Smart as public interest in the transaction continues to grow. Her comments come as the PUC faces increasing scrutiny over its role in deciding whether the takeover should be approved. The Commission, which is legally responsible for determining whether the acquisition serves the best interests of Belizean consumers, issued a statement reaffirming that its review will be conducted in accordance with the law. The regulator said its assessment will be guided by the principles of fairness, transparency, and due process, while making it clear that it will not engage in public debate or speculate on the outcome before its review is complete. According to Tracy Tiger Panton, the hope is that PUC does its diligence and makes the right decision without fear or favor. But when it comes to the NTUCB, trust in the PUC is at a low level.
Well, I would like to take the PUC at its word. I would like to. The truth of the matter is we're jaded. We have seen in the past where the political directorate on these bodies um, take their instructions from the government and not necessarily in the interest of the people. But we would like to give the PUC the benefit of the doubt, and we urge them, we call on them to be sure that they do their proper due diligence and they act in the interests of our national development, and they act in the interests of the future of our telecommunication
environment. No, I don't. And that is exactly why we decided to meet yesterday as a social partners, because the sad thing is the trust. And I always mention trust when it comes to government. For government to give back this trust, this should not have happened at BTL what happened this week. If there was trying to have a renewal of trust, this is not the way to go about it. So how, if we cannot trust that process, how can we trust the process at PUC? It transcends into that mistrust. But again, because of that, we now have to move forward as a social partners, and the opposition is trying to ensure that they are part of that process as well, to ensure that this stops. I think at this point we need to say cease and desist, do not move forward. We cannot continue this process. It will lead to other actions by the social partners and also.
According to the PUC, several critical issues will be examined before a decision is made. These include the impact on consumer protection, the uninterrupted delivery of telecommunications services, commitments to service quality, transition plans, and the overall transparency of the telecommunications market. The Commission also expressed appreciation for the public's patience, stating that it remains committed to fulfilling its legal mandate by following all relevant legislation, regulatory requirements, and established procedures throughout the review process. BTL submitted its revised application for regulatory approval on February 10, 2025. The updated proposal removed a number of cable companies that were part of the original acquisition plan, leaving SpeedNet Smart as the sole company included in the transaction. The PUC's ruling will ultimately determine whether the acquisition proceeds, a decision expected to have far-reaching consequences for competition and the future direction of Belize's telecommunications industry. Tensions ran high in the Senate on Tuesday after social partner senators joined opposition senators in an unprecedented walkout. The latest political confrontation follows mounting public criticism over Belize Telemedia Limited's acquisition of Smart. Opponents of the deal argue that the government has failed to address public concerns and is continuing its business-as-usual approach despite widespread questions surrounding the transaction. Although viewers following the proceedings via the Senate livestream were unable to witness the walkout after the president suspended the sitting, Minister of Foreign Affairs Francis Fonseca later weighed in on the incident. Rather than condemning the protests, Fonseca described it as an expression of democracy.
It's democracy at work. I think we should all celebrate that. There's nothing wrong with that. They decided that they wanted to take that action at that time. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure they will follow up with explaining why they took that action. So it's democracy at work. And I think all Belizeans should celebrate the fact that we live in a strong democracy where we have different opinions about serious issues facing our country. So we should respect that and celebrate it.
The coalition of Belize's social partners has intensified its campaign against the proposed acquisition of SpeedNet by Belize Telemedia Limited, BTL, issuing a renewed call for the process to be suspended until key legal, financial, and regulatory concerns are addressed. In a joint statement released today, the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the BCCI, Belize Network of NGOs, the BNN, National Evangelical Association of Belize, NIAB, and the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the NTUCB, said they remain deeply concerned that critical questions surrounding the transactions have yet to be answered. The organizations described the lack of transparency as disrespectful to all Belizeans, arguing that repeated requests for greater public disclosure and regulatory oversight have gone unanswered. According to the statements, unresolved issues include the legality of the acquisition, its effects on market competition, corporate governance, the valuation of the deal, potential conflicts of interest, and whether the transaction serves the public interest. As part of their latest position, the social partners are demanding an immediate pause to the acquisition process while 5 specific actions are carried out. Among their requests is for the Attorney General to issue a formal legal opinion clarifying how the Telecommunications Act applies to the proposed acquisition. They are also calling on Belize Telemedia Limited to publicly explain the commercial rationale behind the purchase, release SpeedNet's audited financial statements, and outline the expected impact on both consumers and employees. In addition, the organizations want the Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet to clearly state the government's position on the acquisition and explain how any actual or perceived conflicts of interest are being managed. They are also arguing the Public Utilities Commission, the PUC, to publish its assessment of how the transaction would affect competition in the telecommunications sector before making any final determination, while allowing the public an opportunity to comment. The 4 organizations maintain that no further progress should be made on the acquisition until those measures have been completed. They also warned that if their concerns continue to be ignored, they are prepared to pursue every lawful avenue available to challenge the transaction. The social partners are prepared to pursue all lawfully regulatory, parliamentary, administrative, and legal remedies available, including peaceful demonstrations and, where appropriate, seeking injunctive relief as permitted under the Telecommunications Act and any other relief available at law to ensure public interest drives decision-making, the statement concluded. Coming up next, new travel costs hit Belize flyers as government approves $10 airport security fee. Stay tuned.
In Belize, the Public Utilities Commission works every day amid the rhythm of economic activities to ensure homes, businesses, and communities have access to necessary utility services. Through regulations, the Public Utilities Commission powers progress, connect communities, encourage new ideas and bold innovation, manage consumer rights, guide change, and serves in the best interests of national development for a future that benefits us all. Every decision is informed by evidence and guided by regulations and the law. So if and when changes arise in any of Belize's utility sectors, including situations that may affect competition, regulations and laws allow the PUC to carefully assess those changes, ensuring consumers are treated fairly while maintaining a sustainable utility sector. The Public Utilities Commission, guided by the law, informed by evidence, working to ensure fair and sustainable utility services for Belize.
At the beginning, it was a bit challenging because it sounded so good and so promising that I think people were reluctant in embracing the idea. But after 2 years in this NHI program, the perception of people and the usage of people for the services that we offer is very much appreciated. And people are using all the services that we have. And our population has grown a lot. We actually have registered, which by the way, I have to mention this, we never expected to grow this fast. We are at 12,000 and plus registered patients with us right now. And the numbers are growing on a daily basis, I would say. For the general physicians and the specialists that include the gynecologists, the pediatrician and the internist. And now we have a nutritionist, it's $2, which is very accessible to people. And when it comes to the laboratory or the images, it's just a 10% cost that they pay for the whole service that is offered. If we have a healthy community, then I would say that the whole country itself is going to benefit from it, because a healthy community is going to be successful economically as a whole. That is my vision of the NHI. Its service, its purpose.
Every day, the demand on your business get higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
Belize's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Francis Fonseca, has explained why he was absent from Prime Minister John Briceño's important diplomatic meetings in Washington, D.C., saying his ongoing recovery from major heart surgery prevented him from making the trip. Fonseca revealed that while he has resumed his official duties, his medical team had not yet authorized him to travel following a triple bypass procedure. As a result, he was unable to accompany the Prime Minister during the July 2026 visit to the United States. To ensure Belize remained fully represented at the high-level discussions, Senator Iman Courtney joined Prime Minister Briceño as part of the official delegation in Fonseca's place.
Yeah, my doctors have not cleared me to travel yet, so I can't travel. And both I and the Prime Minister asked Senator Courtney to join him in Washington, D.C.
Decision was based entirely on medical advice, emphasizing that while he is gradually returning to his responsibilities, his health remains the priority as he continues the recovery process. Passengers departing from Belize's municipal airports will soon see an increase in travel costs after the Briceño administration approved a new $10 aviation security fee. According to the government, the additional charge will help fund enhanced security measures at the country's smaller airports. The revenue is expected to support the installation of upgraded passenger screening equipment and other improvements aimed at strengthening airport safety. Officials say the fee is necessary to ensure Belize keeps pace with evolving international aviation security standards, while improving the overall security of the nation's airport network. The new charge, however, adds another expense for travelers using municipal airports. The decision has already drawn criticism from the opposition. Speaking today, leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Panton, described the measure as a new tax on travelers, arguing that it places an additional financial burden on Belizeans and visitors who rely on the country's domestic airports.
Well, if you hear the government, there are no new taxes, but every day there are new fees levied on on our consumers, new fees levied on Belizean people, new fees, and they have compounded. Our Belizean citizens or taxpayers, the working class, are finding increasingly difficult to navigate all these additional fees, which are tantamount to the increase in tax.
Belize is preparing it to crown its next environmental ambassador as excitement builds for the first ever Miss Earth Belize pageant set to take place this Saturday at the Belize Civic Center. The inaugural event will select the country's representative for the prestigious Miss Earth International competition, marking a new chapter in pageantry that places environmental conservation and sustainable development at its core. As part of Pageant Week activities, the delegates had the opportunity today to meet with Prime Minister Honorable John Briceño. The courtesy visit gave the contestants a chance to engage with the country's leader while discussing the importance of youth leadership, environmental advocacy, and representing Belize on the international stage. We caught up with the delegates, who each shared a little bit about themselves, their environmental advocacy platforms, and what inspired them to compete for Miss Earth Belize title. They emphasized that the competition is about much more than beauty, highlighting its mission of promoting conservation, protecting Mother Earth, and encouraging communities to adopt more sustainable practices.
Right now, we are in a critical stage with the issues that the environment is facing, and we have to find different mediums to promote the protection of our natural resources. And I think that Miss Earth pageant is a chink in that network that we need to create in order to influence people to live a culture of environmental conservation. And that is part of my advocacy, which is eco-culture, building a network and influencing people to learn about how to live an environmentally conscious life. And we do this through education, we do this through media, like we're doing right now, we do this through art, through music. There's so many aspects to eco-culture. And that's actually why I'm here. It goes beyond just the pageant itself. It is what we need in the world right now.
I believe that there's been many movements in Belize that could be highlighted on the international stage. Tide is doing something really right now with IUCN, where they are replanting native trees with schools and down south. And I feel like that is just one of many environmental initiatives that is happening in Belize. And I feel that we are a leader when it comes to climate change and adaptation. And it's really important for us as a community because climate change affects Belize greatly. We are one of the top 10 most affected climate change countries. So we really have to take the initiative to adapt and mitigate where we can. And I think that we are doing a very good job. We always are the country that people in the region, in the Caribbean and Latin America look towards when it comes to what are we doing with the mangrove plantings and stuff like that. So I really do think that it's a very big responsibility to represent Belize on that stage, but Belize does have things to be proud of and things to show on the international stage.
Lastly, what would you tell Belizeans in terms of, getting Miss Earth out there? I know that you guys, this is the first time there's a pageant, but you guys have been around, and what would you tell Belizeans in terms of making Miss Earth more known?
Well, I would first like to say that it's not a beauty pageant, it is an advocacy platform. So while we are all very beautiful women and we care about how we look, we also care about the earth. That is the most important thing. And I would encourage all Belizeans to understand that conservation starts with everyday little actions that we do.
The contestants also spoke about the unique opportunity the pageant provides to showcase Belize's rich natural beauty, diverse ecosystems, and vibrant culture to an international audience. They said they hope to inspire others, particularly young people, to become active stewards of the environment.
My platform that I'm campaigning on is called From Waste to Work, Reviving Culture Through Reuse. And it's basically, you learn that not because something is old doesn't mean it cannot be a new. We try to take old materials, trash, and we try to turn them into treasure or cultural or meaningful pieces. We try to bring back a self of identity, self-awareness, build empowerment or confidence in our community while educating the youths about sustainability as well. And the reason why I chose Miss Earth was because, of course, we all know that Miss Earth stands for more than just beauty and glitz and glam. It's about conservation, about preservation. It's about everything that Belize stands on. It's about patience, perseverance, passion, the 3 Ps you need in order to live a fulfilling and thriving life here in Belize.
Now, I was going to ask if you were to, win this, become Miss Earth Belize 2026, what would be something that you'd be looking forward to in terms of representing Belize in the international market?
Okay, so internationally, one thing that I wanted to be able to show the world about Belize is that we aren't just, we have won the pageant one time, which is amazing, and I want to be able to show the other country that Belize has more to offer than just one title that we won. We can do so many more than what we did before or what we're going to do after, and I want to be able to show the world that, and I want to show the world that Belize, we are more than our resources. Yes, it's something that we live off, we grow on, but I want to be able to show them that Belize has it all.
I remember seeing an article about the same star stone. The river was polluted, and it drove me to create this advocacy, paddling for preservation, protecting the Belize River, preserving our heritage. So I use paddling as a sport because I am a national athlete to raise awareness so that people can become educated and be environmental stewards and take action, protect our natural resources, the fishes, manatees, especially what is happening right now in Isabella Bank and Flowers Bank. We have so many dying fishes, so we don't want these things to happen. The river will die, and what would happen when it dies?
Outgoing Miss Earth Belize also reflected on her reign, describing it as rewarding experience that allowed her to promote environmental awareness while proudly representing Belize at home and abroad. She encouraged the new delegates to embrace the journey and use the platform to create meaningful change.
Representing Belize is something that I am not new to. I have done it before in the past, but in this platform, it was a different feeling. I got to bring awareness to different causes that we are facing in Belize, different environmental causes, and I became a leader in action so that we can mitigate climate change.
Talk to us about, what Miss Earth, especially here in Belize, stands for in terms of combining these two things that you don't normally see combined, pageantry and, our natural environment and nature.
Okay, so Miss Earth Belize is a pageant, again, very environmentally focused, and it is something different. Miss Earth Belize stands for a beauty with a cause. It's something that we are trying to highlight highly because it's in other pageants, it's mostly about the beauty and everything. We have a purpose. And the purpose is to bring attention and awareness to different things that we are facing in Belize. This is the first time that Miss Earth Belize is having a pageant. We've been represented in the past before. We have actually won the title of Miss Earth in 2021 with Destiny Wagner. And to the queens, I just keep on telling them to be their true authentic self. That is what shines most. And each one of them are very involved in their communities in environmental action. And they have what it takes to be the next representative for Belize, and I know that they will leave their mark on the international stage.
Thank you very much.
The Miss Earth Belize 2026 pageant will culminate this Saturday, August 8th at the Belize Civic Center. There is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
Every day, the demand on your business get higher. More productivity, better equipment, and reliable support to keep up with a fast-moving world. At Cellular World Business Solutions, we're ready to help you boost performance across every operation. Don't let outdated technology hold you back. With our certified and supported solutions, your business stays ahead. We supply office equipment, printers, inks, and toners, software licenses, IT system assembly as your Dell Platinum and Cisco partner, appliances, and custom orders tailored to your needs. From startups to large enterprises and renowned institutions, we serve every corner of the country because no industry can afford to fall behind on technology. Let's take your business to the next level. Contact us today at 610-2494. Cellular World Business Solutions, your reliable partner in business success.
It is a distinct honor to be here in Belize for the launch of the Caribbean Development Bank's Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program, BNTF 11. For more than 4 decades, BNTF has stood as one of the bank's most visible and impactful instruments for community-based poverty reduction. Here in Belize, the legacy is clear. Over the past 25 years, BNTF has completed 79 sub-projects in vulnerable communities at an estimated cost of $23.79 million United States dollars. Through BNTF 11, we have begun a new cycle of investments. This investment of more than $5.2 million United States dollars represents far more than approved financing. It represents a renewed commitment.
BNTF has supported transformative investments in education, water and sanitation, community infrastructure, livelihoods, and social development. Through BNTF 11, we have an opportunity to build on that legacy by ensuring that our investments respond directly to the needs of our people, particularly the most vulnerable among us.
The new school building has made a huge difference for me and my classmates. The improvement to our school have made our learning environment cleaner, safer, and more comfortable. Thank you to the Caribbean Development Bank, with the Social Investment Fund, the government, and everyone else who helped.
No one must be left behind. Not that child attending school in rural Toledo, not the farmer in Orange Rock, not the family in Corozal, not the communities that continue to face challenges accessing
basic services.
In many ways, today sets a tone for the months ahead. The theme we unveil this afternoon will become the thread that connects our celebrations across every district, across every community, and across every generation.
We have different traditions, food, histories, but those differences don't divide us. Instead, they have become the story we tell together. And that story is what visitors fall in love with. Our barrier reef, ancient Maya sites, and rainforests attract visitors to our shores. But ask them what they remember most. The answer is almost always the same: the warmth of the Belizean people.
Every Belizean has a story. Every Belizean has something to contribute. Every Belizean, in both ways, great and small, helped to shape this nation.
Sometimes in the rush of daily life, we forget to be grateful. But let us remember, Belize remains a nation that can celebrate many things. Look at me. I am Belize. You are Belize. We are Belize. Let us carry this pride forward. Happy 45th anniversary, Belize.
As questions continue to mount over procurement practices within the Ministry of Defense, Opposition Leader Tracy Panton is now calling for greater transparency from Cabinet Secretary Stuart Leslie. Speaking on the controversy surrounding Leslie's reported involvement with RSL Company Limited, one of the businesses whose role has come under scrutiny amid the ministry's ongoing procurement audit, Panton said the Cabinet Secretary has a responsibility to clearly explain his involvement to the Belizean public, while stressing that she has always maintained a good professional relationship with Leslie and respects his reputation. Panton said transparency is essential to maintaining public confidence in government institutions.
Let me say that the Cabinet Secretary has always been very respectful of the opposition, very responsive to the concerns of the opposition, but he also has a responsibility to be clear and to be honest when asked questions about his involvement with RSL.
The opposition leader added that Belizeans deserve clearer answers as the audit continues and said that the findings must ultimately determine whether further action is warranted. Belize continues to strengthen its role in marine conservation through international collaboration with a representative from the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation recently taking part in a regional workshop focused on protecting vital coastal ecosystems. Blue Economy Officer Carly Gillette represented Belize at a 5-day international blue carbon workshop held in Santa Marta, Colombia. The program brought together government officials and environmental experts from countries across Asia and the Caribbean to enhance technical knowledge in blue carbon science, policy development, and innovative financing strategies aimed at safeguarding seagrass ecosystems. The workshop, organized by APC Colombia, Conservation International, and INVEMAR, with support from Colombia's national natural parks, combined classroom learning with hands-on field experience. Participants visited the seagrass meadows of Tayrona Natural Park, where they took part in practical exercises on measuring blue carbon and explored approaches to transforming scientific research into effective conservation policies. Reflecting on the experience, Gillette said the South-South exchange highlighted the common challenges and shared goals faced by nations working to preserve blue carbon ecosystems despite their geographic differences. By sharing knowledge, learning from Colombia's experiences, and connecting with colleagues across the Asian and ACS regions, we strengthened not only our technical understanding, but also the partnerships needed to drive meaningful action, Gillette said. The workshop also laid the foundation for continued regional cooperation. In partnership with Conservation International, the International Blue Carbon Institute in Singapore and Invemar, APC Colombia will launch a 3-tier training program designed to expand expertise in blue carbon science and governance. The virtual program, scheduled for the second half of 2026, will run for 2 months and bring together participants from Asian and AEC member countries. The initiative is expected to further strengthen regional collaboration and equip environmental professionals with the skills needed to advance blue carbon conservation efforts. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast here on Ctv3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7 tomorrow, Friday, August 7th, here. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at www.ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews. Or you can visit our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3, thank you for watching and listening, and have a splendid night.